Now, this might be the end of Obama. And I mean that, not just politically, not just culturally. I mean, the narrative they fed you for years is starting to fall apart in real time. Black Americans speaking, Trump speaking, even Tulsi's calling for prosecution in the media. They can't spin it fast enough to keep up. So if you felt like something wasn't adding up, let's start here.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Okay, let's stop right there. You heard that correctly. Obama didn't just say boys need good men. They need gay men in their life. Why? Because in his worldview, masculinity without, queerness is somehow incomplete. What happens to fathers teaching discipline, restraint, and leadership? Why is it now emotional awareness over accountability, identity over responsibility? This ain't about acceptance. It's about slow programming of the next generation. This is why they call it an agenda. Because, man, it's not just showing up. It's being injected into the core of male identity. And Obama, he's not slipping. He's revealing. And just like that, the internet erupted. But the loudest voices, they weren't conservatives, but they were black.
Now, I just be dipped in shit and rolled in fucking breadcrumbs. Because I know damn well I just didn't hear Obama say what the fuck I heard him say. Now, I'm glad Mr. and Mr. Obama is taking time out and spending time and doing the podcast together and shit. But I just know I didn't hear Mr. Obama Sr. say what he said. This man had the audacity to fucking say that he believed young men would be a lot better if they had a prideful man in their life. If you know what I mean by prideful, that's just me trying not to get community guidelines. He said a lot of these young men need a prideful man in their lives to expose them to other things that they might have not seen from a regular man. From a regular man like they daddy. So they need a prideful man in their life to show them the other side of the world. But what the fuck is Obama talking about? I'm so sick and tired of him. Your presidency is fucking over. Sit the fuck down and stop trying to be fucking relevant. We know what you like. We been knew what you like. We know about you and we know about Mr. and Mr. Obama. We know what you like. So why is you steady trying to force that shit down the throats of our black American people? Like, what the fuck is you doing? You are so detrimental to the black community and a lot of black people don't even see it. You steady trying to force that shit down our throat, talking about something. A lot of young men will benefit from having a relationship with a prideful man to show them the other side of the world that they missing, that they won't get from their daddy. Obama, please take 3 the fuck seats the fuck down. Sit down. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of you and I'm tired of Mr. and Mr. Obama spewing their doctrines out to the world for the world to see. I don't want to. What the fuck is you talking about?
That's hilarious.
Sit the fuck down, Obama. Sit your ass down. Stop trying to be relevant. Stop trying to push that shit out into our culture. Like, goddamn, y'all don't see this shit. Y'all love Obama, boy, but look at the shit he steady doing. He for the decline of the black race. Because everything he talking about ain't increasing the black race at all. Man, if you don't sit your ass down, my sons don't need a prideful man in their life. They got a fucking father, a strong black man.
Yeah, that's right. That's the voice of a man who's done, obviously, being polite. You know what? He speaks for millions because deep down, a lot of folks felt this shit during Obama's second term. You know, and they stayed quiet. Now, I'm realizing he didn't elevate Black America. He most definitely pacified it, distracted us with symbolism while pushing policies that undermine our core values. Same thing. This wasn't progress. This was betrayal with a smile on his face. But it didn't stop here. Because when the culture cracks, the truth floods in and, it gets heavier. If you thought the culture was snapping, wait until you hear what real Black women are saying.
Barack Hussein Obama, please have several seats, sir, or whatever pronoun you prefer. You've already served your 2 terms, and apparently it's hard for you to come to terms with the fact that you are no longer relevant. But you are no longer relevant. You were the biggest hoax that the elites pulled on this country. Because we thought that by electing you as the first Black president, although according to history, you are not the first Black president of this country. But in our lifetime, we thought that by electing the first Black president, that we were fulfilling the Martin Luther King, I have a dream, we shall overcome agenda, when we were actually undergoing a different agenda. You pushed your LGBTQIA LMNOP agenda across the globe, okay? You won the Nobel Peace Prize after several wars were started under your administration. And before any of you Blacks come on my page talking about how I'm a sellout because I'm not going along with someone that's similar to my skin tone, there was a leader in Africa by the name of Muammar Gaddafi that was working on behalf of Africa and that did a lot for the African people. And even reportedly offered $1 billion some years ago to the Nation of Islam to help Black people in our country, but our government would not allow them to receive the money because, of course, they don't give a damn about us. So this leader that did a lot for Black people and across the globe was assassinated under or during the Obama administration. Okay. Also, Obama was what's called the deporter in chief. He deported millions of illegal immigrants, although the media doesn't like to bring that up. They only like to dwell on Trump. And he reportedly was behind the cages that those kids were in. Okay. We also remember how he tried to penalize us if we didn't get medical insurance, although they were giving illegal immigrants free medical insurance. So y'all can miss me with this, because you Black, I need to think and be for you. No, skin folks does not mean kinfolk for the final time. And here recently, Obama was on videotape telling Democrats that they needed to get tougher. Okay, you tried to effeminize everything with your policy, sir. Do you want them to be tough or do you want them to be feminine? Make up your mind.
Right.
And then told them to stop whining when you all were about to put a wino in office if you could have got away with it. Didn't even hold a primary, but was about to put a wino in office. So I would just say by now, Mr. Obama, you need to just go somewhere, please. Go somewhere over the rainbow and disappear.
Okay, so let's just talk facts. Obama was called deporter-in-chief by the same media that now pretends Trump invented deportation. He is being alleged to have, or alluded to have, second out Gaddafi. That's not something that I can say as a fact. Nothing like that. I'm not making that claim. But under his administration, and that was the man that was trying to empower African nations and with real economic independence, according to her. He pushed LGBTQ plus, foreign policy as a global priority. But what did he do for the Black communities at home? When they say skin folk ain't kinfolk, huh? She said it. You didn't, but you felt it. They used our skin to sell you silence. But now that we're talking, they panicking. And while the streets were waking up, the political hammer was coming down. Watch what Tulsi, and Trump just did. Trump hosted. Great job by young, talented Harrison Fields on Fox News. The panel was fantastic on prosecuting Obama and thugs who have just been unequivocally exposed on highest level. I almost said it. I didn't. Congrats to Tulsi Gabbard. Keep it coming. So, we got to make it clear. This ain't just about rhetoric anymore. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, is not throwing shade. She's dropping declassified reports on Obama's operation to undermine Trump's presidency using manufactured intelligence. This is no longer under the umbrella of conspiracy. This is exposure. We're talking about the Steele dossier, Russian collusion lies, you know what I'm saying? All pointing back to your boy. And Trump, he's not saying it out of bitterness. He's saying it as a witness to betrayal. And just when they thought the moment had passed, Trump actually doubled down and put the heat directly to Pam Bondi.
No question in my mind that this intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered be published, which contained a manufactured intelligence document. It's worse than even politicization of intelligence. It was manufactured intelligence that sought to achieve President Obama and his team's objective, which was undermining President Trump's presidency and subverting the will of the American people. So yes, next week we will be releasing more detailed information about how exactly this took place and the extent to which this information was sought to be hidden from the American people, hidden from officials who would be in a position to do something about it. And that's really the point here that I think is most important, Maria, and you said it in your opening. Accountability is essential for the future of our country, for the American people to have any sense of trust in the integrity of our democratic republic. Accountability, action, prosecution, indictments for those who are responsible for trying to steal our democracy is essential for us to make sure that this never happens to our country again.
Yes. Y'all, arrest must happen. Those are the words of somebody who's done playing defense. This ain't about Trump versus Obama no more. This is about justice versus corruption. They tried to dismantle Trump's presidency with lies. They manipulated intelligence and weaponized agencies, and now the same media that called you crazy is, or quite crazy for questioning Obama's halo, is running out of power. Now, this is the part they don't want you to live long enough to see. You won't believe what Obama let happen to our military.
Earlier this week, we were alerted to a potential vulnerability in our DoD computer systems, and we've been checking into it ever since. It turns out that some tech companies have been using cheap Chinese labor to assist with DoD cloud services. This is obviously unacceptable, especially in today's digital threat environment. Now, this was a legacy system created over a decade ago during the Obama administration. But we have to ensure the digital systems that we use here at the Defense Department are ironclad and impenetrable. And that's why today I'm announcing that China will no longer have any involvement whatsoever in our cloud services effective immediately. And at my direction, the department will also initiate, as fast as we can, a 2-week review or faster to make sure that what we uncovered isn't happening anywhere else across the DoD. We will continue to monitor and counter all threats to our military infrastructure and online networks. And I want to thank all those Americans out there in the media and elsewhere who raised this issue to our attention so we could address it. And that's why we're talking to you today. As the president would say, thank you for your attention to this matter, and God bless our warfighters. I'm going to sign that memo right now, initiating that review.
Let that sink in. Chinese engineers handling our military cloud systems, brought in through contracts started under the Obama administration. Again, what do I always say? Look, you cannot make this up. This isn't just bad policy. It's national betrayal. While he was smiling for the cameras and talking peace, he was outsourcing vulnerabilities to our government, our greatest adversaries. This is why elections matter. This is why truth matters. This is why Team Think exists. And after all this, the internet did what it does best. Turned truth into a symbol too powerful to ignore. Look at this, y'all. This is Obama fake arrest meme. And they're playing the YMCA music. Of course, I can't play that. Now, look, this clip is obviously satire. But what makes it sting? It doesn't feel like a fantasy anymore. It feels like foreshadowing because every lie, every policy, every cover-up is all coming back to haunt them. This ain't the man they sold you in 2008. This is definitely what happens when you build a legacy on symbolism instead of substance. Same thing. The silence is broken. The illusion is dead. The lie's out. And whether the mainstream media likes it or not, Obama's legacy is being deported into the light because America, we done playing nice. Y'all be safe. Go check with somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.